There's a megaton of side content built into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and completing it would take more than twice as long as the 40 hours it takes to finish just the main storyline. That's upwards of 100 hours of optional content. But is all that extra stuff just padding, or is it worth maybe taking that road less traveled? As with Junon and Corel, let's keep exploring this concept as we continue our adventure into the Gongaga region. In my previous videos for Junon and Corel, I offered a review of each area's repeatable side content, so be sure to check those out using the buttons on screen. For this video, I'll just be highlighting the aspects of these repeatable elements which are unique to the Gongaga region. The piano minigame saw a significant increase in difficulty with our arrival in Gongaga, with this region's new track Cinco de Chocobo offering a far greater challenge for players to try and master.
Oh man. Aww. What in the world am I doing?
I think part of what made this song harder was the fact that we as gamers only had to hit certain keys as the game played the rest of the song, which definitely threw me for a loop. After 2 mediocre attempts on the ivories, I opted to move on and come back later.
Okay, I got a little bit better there. It was really shaky. I don't know if it's worth a B. It's probably worse than that. Let's be real. We'll come back to that. It was so bad, I don't even want to talk to this guy over here. Just ignore you heard that, sir, and we will be back. We will do better.
Gongaga might be off the beaten path, but even this remote destination couldn't avoid the hit sensation that is Queen's Blood. Multiple residents of the village jumped at the opportunity to try their hand at beating us in this immensely satisfying collectible card game, including a farmer named Zijin, and a chocobo named Oscar the Swift, and boy were we ready to sling cards with them. With each new region, the types of cards we can win and the strategies for victory continue to expand. I love this minigame, and it's addictive enough that I feel like there's a real opportunity for Square Enix to release it as a standalone game at some point in the future. When it comes to the Gongaga region itself, the first thing you notice as you arrive is just how different it is when compared to the previous locations we visited. Gongaga is a lush jungle with a heavy tropical aesthetic. There's significant use of elevation throughout its sprawling area, which can be accessed either via towering scaffolds, bridges, and ropes to climb. And once you gain the help of this region's chocobo, even more exploration opportunities open up, as you can use giant mushrooms found throughout the jungle as springboards to bound incredibly high into the air. All of these gameplay mechanics really shake up both the look and traversal of this region a lot, and it provides a very unique experience from what came before. In fact, all of these elements truly do turn Gongaga's jungle into a maze, where it's easier to get lost as well as tougher to figure out how to reach certain areas. Most notably when you need to bounce off of certain mushrooms via the chocobo in order to reach certain areas because our green feathered friend is programmed to automatically land in the specific spots. I feel like exploration of this zone would have been an improved experience for the player if the chocobo was able to freely glide once it reached the apex of its bounce. But I understand why they chose to do it this way instead. More on that when we arrive at the next region in the game. Additionally, there was no shortage of breathtaking sights to see in Gongaga, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth once again had me stopping left and right to play around with photo mode. Next, let's touch on Gongaga Village. I really loved what the devs have done here. They took what was a tiny handful of buildings in the OG Final Fantasy VII and turned it into this amazing little community that the rest of the world may have just forgotten all about. And based on how the residents of Gongaga greeted our party, it seems like they may have preferred it that way. The buildings and surrounding visuals found here bear this rustic aesthetic and features many various things you'd find in a small town on the margins of civilization, such as a pub, street musicians just jamming away, folks discussing the heavier aspects of life like taking care of the planet, various local farmers living off the land or raising animals. We'll come back to this one later. A general store, and even a cemetery. The whole place was just so awesome and unique, a stark contrast to the likes of Midgar, Calm, Costa del Sol, and North Corel. While we're on the subject of the Gongaga region and its titular village, we absolutely have to touch on the music of both. When I first arrived and began to explore the jungles, I was immediately floored by the exploration theme for this region.
Now let's see what's up here. That's cool. A new way to do traversal. They're adding new elements to build this out even further all the time. This song just stopped me in my tracks.
So much so, I lost my train of thought for a moment and had to just spend time watching my party climb a rope one by one, just so I could bask in the tune's mix of rhythmic drums, light and airy instruments, and accompanying choir. Such a freaking fantastic introduction to this area. The music of Gongaga Village is no slouch itself, as the wind instruments trade off in a back and forth dance with the brass to provide an incredibly charming and uplifting track. It so delightfully and perfectly matches the vibe of this place. Having just come from the Corel region and all the mini-games available at Costa del Sol, the Dust Bowl, and the Gold Saucer, there was a distinct lack of such things to be found here in Gongaga. But I think that that's an intentional move by the devs, to be honest, as a reduced number of optional mini-games allowed Gongaga Village to just be a sleepy little hamlet with a break from the busyness and the hubbub of the previous locales we visited. There were, however, numerous side quests to be completed in Gongaga. And I loved how Square Enix used even the moment the game pauses from the pace of the main story as a means to help us as players take a moment to breathe and pivot back into a relational dynamic of the squad, encouraging us to take time for the side content found in this region.
You know, we should probably take a look at the town notice board. See if there are any jobs for us. Always fancied trying my hand as a merc.
No time to dick
This is
around.
your friendly reminder
Perish
from
the
the Youth
thought.
Coalition.
I just want to pull my weight. Help my pals out when I
You
can.
never
I
be too
swear.
careful out there,
Think we can
people.
do without your kind of help, you Shinra bootlicker.
Still can't find it in your heart to trust me, eh? The way we snuggled up last night, I thought we'd made a breakthrough.
I only did that because I thought you were Marlene. Don't go making it weird.
As a newer addition to our party, it was interesting to see the characters both quiz Cait Sith on his ties to Shinra, as well as highlighting their mistrust of him through conversations as you explored.
Hey, Cait,
What is it?
if you're serious about wanting to be our new best friend, how about giving us some insider info?
Well, if it's dirty laundry you're after,
Yeah,
I have heard whispers about the new president's proclivities. You wouldn't believe how much he spends on those fancy suits.
oh, why did I even ask?
So, Kate, you know you've been ratting on us to Shinra. Telling him where we are, you furry fraud!
Guilty!
I knew this cat had two faces!
Ah, come on now. I'm only pulling your leg.
Who are you kidding? You were literally built by the company. Probably stuffed you full of teeny tiny listening devices.
Teeny tiny? The late president believed that bigger was always better. Small went against his philosophy.
Doing well, huh? Some 9-to-5 nobody you are. Sure your name ain't stamped?
Pretty sure. Aye.
Might wanna check.
It was also interesting to get to see his combat style and try out some of his new abilities.
He hit all 3 bad guys with that kaboom and mastered it in one fell swoop.
She may be the leader of the coalition, but Cissnei seems to be struggling with the prep of a traditional Gongaga mushroom soup as a means of thanking Zack's parents for being so welcoming and hospitable to her.
Cooking happened. Watch your feet. What am I gonna do about you?
Wow, that's a smell.
We should go. Now.
Wait, don't leave. Treat you guys to a bowl if you help with the ingredients.
Why does the kitchen look like a crime scene?
The pumpkin put up a fight. The knife I've got wasn't long enough to chop it in one clean go. Had to get stabby. And that bulbous bastard, the onion. I mean, I had to close my eyes while I cut it. But that might have been a bad call. I feel ya.
What's in the pot?
Gongaga mushroom soup.
Why does the ladle look like it's got
smells
a
pretty good,
face
all
on
in
it?
all.
Shocked face.
Unfortunately, it's lacking in the flavor department. That's the problem. It needs something, but I'm not sure what. Maybe some more Gongaga mushrooms to do the trick. Or a hunk of cactuar meat.
Let's not. So, what more do you need?
Cloud and Aerith offer to help by acquiring some vegetables, picking wild Gongaga mushrooms, and locating some locally sourced rock salt. For me, the highlight of this quest was the callback to Aerith's ties to the planet and her ability to talk with it.
I don't know the first thing about farming, but I do know how happy these veggies are. Can practically hear them.
Got an eye for the stuff. But you're telling me you got an ear, too? What's this one saying?
Something about how rich the soil is. How it can thrive and spread its roots deep. Grow big and strong.
I'll be.
And I especially loved how Cloud acknowledged this fact, and Aerith just playfully shushes him.
They finally learned to talk back.
So sweet and a nice touch. With all the ingredients assembled, Aerith and Cissnei slave away at the stove.
Whatever. Huh. This might turn out okay. Told you.
The fairs are always inviting me over for dinner.
It's here that we get a hint about Cissnei's past, as she speaks about her time in Midgar. Seeing her panic and change the topic to dodge Cloud's question was intriguing.
Cooking's never as easy as you think.
Got that right. Didn't need to learn back in Midgar. The company provided all our meals. Tasted like garbage, though. Don't know how I stomached the stuff.
That bad, huh? But what about the bombberry flavor?
Bombberry? What, like the military rations?
Yeah, those.
Sorry, that's really not important. What is important is the soup. The soup! Time to taste test!
Whoa there. Might want to let it cool.
Right. Oops. That's pretty good. You can really taste the Gongaga mushrooms. This flavor is incredible. Great job.
A quest for a local weaponsmith serves as a vehicle to help us to build a new weapon we can acquire for Barret.
Huh? Who are you? Whatever, I don't have time to... That arm! That magnificent arm! It is a weapon, but how does it work? A universal adapter, allowing you to switch out weapons at will. But look at all these scratches. Wait, have you been going around punching things with your attachments?
Occasionally.
Doing so ought to have given you multiple bone fractures. But this unique cylinder provides unparalleled shock absorption, allowing for high-impact performance. Who was the genius that built this?
An old friend, I guess. Don't know where he's at now, though.
Wait right there! Eureka! Sorry, got carried away. My name's Izo. I've been trying to create the ultimate weapon, but my attempts have all failed miserably. But thanks to you, I finally made a breakthrough. I must harness the inspiration while I can. Please, help me build it. Gather the materials I need.
Well, if all you need is some material, sure, why not? Just leave it to us.
Wonderful, thank you.
Thankfully, the mission itself is a fairly straightforward fetch quest, which isn't terribly prolonged. That was super nice. You just visit one area to collect what you need and complete the project. But where this endeavor shines is in the conversations we get to have with Barret along the way.
Gotta say, never seen someone so interested in my arm. Most folks try their best to look the other way.
He's a weird one.
That's putting it mildly. Made me realize, too, how soft I've gotten. Cause in the old days, I would have said no touching and decked his ass.
In the old days?
If it ain't the present, it's the past, son.
As well as with Izo once he's completed the contraption.
I get that it's your profession, but do you actually enjoy this? Making weapons?
Of course I enjoy it. That's why I chose this job. Besides, it's the wielder who dictates the true value of a tool. Weapons, too. Aye, that's especially true for weapons. Yes, yes! I've done it! Feast your eyes on my masterpiece! My gift to you, I insist.
I may not be the gentlest owner, you know.
Use her as you like. The wielder dictates the value of the tool, remember? And by association, the value of the maker. Therefore, what good I put out into the world depends on who I entrust with my weapons. That's how I choose to see my part in it all.
Hell of a lot of pressure to put on some guy you just met, don't you think?
The adapter that your friend made. It's a gift in more ways than you know. He was thinking of your future, of what you might do after the dust settles. Today, you may have no choice but to wield a weapon. But tomorrow, years from now, think about it if you haven't. The man who fashioned your adapter is an inspiration in his own right, and that's no lie. Maybe one day you'll ask me to turn your arm into a giant egg beater. I'll make it so you can whip up a cake to serve 100.
Weird time to be joking around, man.
Not joking in the least. That's the price for my masterpiece. You owe me a cake fit for a king. So don't you go dying on me. You hear?
Yeah.
I love how they helped us to obtain a new combat upgrade for Barret, while simultaneously speaking to Barret's life after after the fight for the planet is over. Very cool.
Talk about a weirdo.
Friendly, though.
True. A weirdo with the heart of gold.
An old woman here raises chickens, but several of them flew the coop, and it's up to us to bring them back.
I'm at wit's end here, let me tell you. Flapping and running around like crazy. How's an old woman like me supposed to catch 'em all?
Gotta catch 'em all.
With a flock of chickens?
Locating Pete, Pippy, and Pippity wasn't difficult with Red 13 on their scent.
Smells like 3 of them are still somewhere in the village. Let's start looking.
But despite being so close to home, bringing them back proved to be an ever-increasingly difficult endeavor, as we had to use a metal box affixed to a string to lure them back to Kazhra.
Look at all
The longer you leave these buttes out to dry, the better they taste.
Look! Oh, man.
Put it away and try again? Oh, dang it. It was ready to just go after it.
There you are, Pippity. You
There we
came
go.
back to your mommy.
Oh, I just gotta bring him back to the grandma. Okay.
My, what a trek you must have made to get here.
No, I got it.
Over there!
Oh,
Be more careful next time, okay?
yeah, well, it's not very forgiving, this game. Can I not just, like, hack the chicken with my sword? Bring it back to her in 2 pieces? That would be great. Man, I don't like these chickens. It's an interesting mini game, but how often is he gonna lose sight of it? Come on, you chicken. Finally.
Welcome home, my Pippy dearest.
Let's go, Red.
I can't see who's live.
Oh, thank goodness it's not
Red
far.
are those birds. Hey, I'm not a real cat.
So what are you then?
I'm Cait, fortune teller extraordinaire. Think about
Yep.
the times to top up the old batteries.
Dang it.
Aww, after I worked so hard to find it.
Yep. Okay.
This is your friendly reminder from the youth coalition to watch out
You
for
freaking bird!
You can never be too careful out out there, people.
Let me push the square button. Let me push the square button. Slice you right in half.
This is the GYC reminding you to stay away from monsters. Report all.
Oh, come on.
It's so hard to find it.
You know, Red, I'm not sure I want to finish this quest. This chicken is stay lost for all I care. Woo, that was close. This chicken's moving much faster than I am. Ah, you freaking jerk. He was too close to it. I couldn't react in time. Yeah, that's right. Come on, you bird.
Once all 3 chickens were safely back in the nest, it was time to follow Red 13 as he led us to our final feathered fugitive.
That just leaves Pippily. Goodness me. How far could she have gone?
To hell.
It looks like Pippily ran off towards the airstrip. There are lots of monsters out that way. We should hurry, Cloud.
Don't tell me we gotta drag her back from the airstrip with this little box. I'd lose my mind.
Hey, I think I smell Pippily. I know I can find her. Follow me.
Okay, well, not the airstrip. Let's just hope we fight a fiend and then the chicken runs back home.
It's gonna be a pain leading it all the way back to the village.
No joke. There we go. Yeah, there's a bad guy. Oh, it's a new version of it, though.
Deal with that.
I got it. Here I go. How you like this? Just run like a chocobo. Do me proud.
Right, you're dead.
No more fighting nice.
Nice. Let's hope it ran home.
Huh? Oh, what did you say? Oh, really?
Red can speak chicken?
They've seen how scary the outside world is and they're ready to go home. Nothing to worry about.
Okay.
You speak chicken?
Not fluently, but I think they said something about wanting to see Grandma. Kazhra must love him more than I realized.
We should go too.
My instant reaction when the quest mercifully came to a close, and my candid thoughts afterwards, speak for themselves on this one.
My darlings, I'm so relieved you all made it back safe and sound.
Aw, look! They're all so happy to see you again.
Thank you. They can be a handful, and chasing them really works up the appetite.
So we get to eat one of the chickens?
Allow me to whip you up some of Grandma Kazhra's famous grilled chicken. Say goodnight, Pippily.
What in the world? Oh man. Say goodnight, Pippily.
I don't think I've ever met such nice young people. Come back anytime, you hear? There's plenty more scrumptious grilled chicken where that came from.
We didn't... Did we do something really terrible today? We were just trying to live.
Well, we all gotta eat.
The use of the game over music there. Oh, chicken, where art thou? That was an unexpected and hilarious ending to a side quest that was really tough to love. I feel like that redeemed it. Like, that side quest was not good. It was not good for the player by any stretch. Worst side quest I think we've done in this game. But the payoff at the end makes me glad I went on the journey. That's gonna be a new quote. Say goodnight, Pippily.
Next, we stumble across a peculiar author milling around the village's chocobo stables.
Cut it out!
Initially, she's smitten by Cloud's looks,
I've died and gone to heaven.
and he wants to charge her his usual rate of $2,000, which, click the button on screen for a look back to our time in the Junon region and why he always picks this specific fee. Then the young woman explains she's both broke and struggling with writer's block.
I was hoping to use something here in my next book, but...
It's at this point Barret recognizes her, and a plan is hatched to rekindle her inspiration.
Wait, what did you say? That sounded a lot like... I'm a rat trapped in a life-size maze. Sorry, but I just gotta ask. You're Meave Mabel, aren't you? Author of Life in the Endless Maze. That's my daughter's favorite book in the whole world. Can I get an autograph? Wait, actually, can I shake your hand?
Of course! Anything for a fan. I mean, I always assumed I didn't have any, but it's an incredible honor to finally meet an aficionado of my work.
Oh, you said you were scouting this village for book ideas, yeah? If it's all right with you, we'd love to help. Got the perfect guy to serve as inspiration, too.
What?
You are perfect!
I am?
Yes, I can see it now. A warrior beast with fur as fiery as his burning soul. Curse this feeble frame! My mind races, yet my hands plod along as if trapped in treacle.
Miss Mabel, are you all right?
Resolve, suffering, odyssey. Help me to express these themes by taking pictures which embody them. I beseech you.
Resolve, suffering, and odyssey. Those are great themes. We're gonna need locations to do them justice, though. There's a riverbed by the edge of the forest that'll work. Come on, let's hit it up.
I can't wait to see your photos. They're sure to help me write a story like no other.
The party sets off to various points throughout the Gongaga jungle, so Red 13 can pose for various shots,
Alright, make sure to get my good side.
representing the concepts of resolve, suffering, and odyssey. Once we return the photos to Maeve, we are presented with her newly composed and illustrated children's story.
There once was a crimson warrior who everyone loved. He was so strong they called him the King of the Forest. But he wanted to be even stronger, so he went on an adventure.
That's actually not too bad of a start.
While on his journey, he came across a group of 3 brave knights. The knights were very impressed, and they told him, "You are the king of which the legends foretold. Please, lead our people to victory."
Oh, wow. I like where this is going.
He gazed off into the distance and with conviction declared, "Though I began my journey as king of the forest, that is not where I shall end it. My future lies far beyond the woods."
This is bound for the bestseller list. A surefire hit. Right, Cloud?
You never know.
Oh, man, you really just don't get it, do you? Listen, you gotta have faith.
If you don't write something you think will sell, it won't. So believe. Trite but quite true.
Oh, I can't wait to read this to my Marlene. Don't want to rush you, but I hope you can finish it soon.
Thank you, and I promise that the instant it's complete, I'll make sure to send you and your daughter a copy. Oh, right, and one for our bestial brainchild.
We then meet a childhood friend of Zack during their time growing up in Gongaga. Sotetsu is now a member of Gongaga's local militia, and he wants the party to train him in the ways of fighting back against both monsters and Shinra.
Oh, so you heard about all that? Well, I don't want to brag or anything, but we crushed him.
Really? You have to teach me how you did that. Gotta make Zack proud, you know? He's a friend of mine. We grew up together, hung out and stuff. Haven't heard from him since he left the village, though. But I'm sure a soldier like him's pretty busy. We may not be at war, but I bet they've got him traveling all over.
Sorry, no can do. We're just passing through.
Please! I'm begging you!
Wait. Me?
I knew as soon as I saw your throwing star. From the moment I laid eyes on you and your weapon, I just had to make you my teacher. Please, train me in your warrior ways.
Oh, I don't know. Well, since you're such a huge fan, 1 or 2 orbs might be enough compensation for my time. You sure you're up for the challenge?
Of course! I'll do anything!
Sweet music to my ears. Okay, new disciple, meet me over there when you're ready. For pain.
Don't worry. I am more than ready to receive your wisdom.
Hey!
Come along, see what you can learn, my second disciple.
It was a bit amusing to see the young and impetuous Yuffie take on the role as master and bark commands.
This is only your first step on the long and winding road to ninjahood. You've crossed paths with the wrong ninja.
I'll make you proud.
Then, when Yuffie Naruto runs off to look for a more intense challenge, Cloud takes the role of teacher and mentor more seriously.
I think you should focus on stamina, not strength.
Yeah, Zack told me the same thing.
It was neat to see Cloud and Sotetsu converse at a secret gym where Zack used to train deep within the jungle.
It wasn't much of a secret since everyone knew about it.
With Sotetsu's line about living up to the legend of a guy like Zack, and Cloud's squat routine taking a prominent role in this discussion.
Your strength, of body, and mind start by training. You're behind.
Not like that. Gotta go deeper. Bend your knees more. Engage your glutes and your quads.
Got it.
Both of these things are sure to play a role in Part 3 of the Final Fantasy VII Remake project, and I can't wait to see how all that comes together.
Wherever he is, I hope he's doing good.
After Yuffie returns with 2 mastodons trailing closely behind, our team of heroes must team up with Sotetsu to take them down.
Keep your cool.
Let's finish this.
actually won? Wow. All that training really paid off. Wait a sec. That's it! I've got an idea. See you back at the village. Ah!
Hello? What about my materia?
Upon returning to the village, the whole rest of the coalition wants in on the training.
And we'd like to ask you to train all of us in the art of combat. Our coalition's only as good as its weakest member, so it only makes sense to get stronger together.
I love how much it makes sense that the party wants to help, but they also know that they have more pressing matters, so as a way to avoid saying no, they decide to charge a price too high for the locals to afford.
That we can't do.
Look, sotetsu, they may be good at their jobs, but don't you think they're asking a bit much?
Thankfully, Cissnei steps in and offers to help train them instead.
If you're looking for someone to train you, then look no further. No money or materia required. If all of you are serious about upping your game, I'll help you out. In fact, I've been meaning to offer for a while now. Seeing as we're here, well...
Sounds good to me.
Me too.
Then that settles it. Listen up. There's no backing out now, so be warned. I won't go easy.
Roger.
Lastly, we stumble across a conversation between Cissnei and her band of local defenders, as they discuss a troubling report of monsters beyond the borders of the village.
But not troubling enough to let us go with her.
I'm captain. It just makes sense for me to go.
Yeah, but not by yourself.
We're talking in circles.
If I may.
When Aerith offers up Cloud's skills as a merc, we trek off to a position overlooking the area.
It's beautiful.
No time for sightseeing.
It takes a couple of fights to find the actual beast. But when we do, it's a doozy.
Whoa, that's ginormous.
While the Gigantoad had a pretty significant HP pool and could take a serious beating, it was no match for the combination of Cloud's swordsmanship,
Let me at him.
Yuffie's new doppelganger ability, and Tifa's martial arts prowess. Once the fiend was dispatched, we found out Cissnei had been following us, and a super intriguing conversation followed.
Huh? When did you get here?
Been following you for a while, but I'm sure Cloud already knew that.
Getting this additional moment to chat with Cissnei so we can learn more about her backstory was extremely welcome, and I love the agency the devs gave us as a player to decide what tidbit of info we wanted to pry out of her.
Wait, are you expecting someone?
I've got a lot of questions I've been meaning to ask you, you know.
That's so. Fine, but I don't have all day. You get one question, and one question only. Not sure I follow. You say you think I'm hiding something? I say you're reading too much into nothing.
You knew who I was when we showed up. It was written all over your face.
Cloud does have a sixth sense about this kind of thing. And honestly, I got that feeling too. Something's up.
Oh, fine. You caught me. Cloud, you and I have met before.
All right. When and where?
Now, only one question. I'm afraid you're gonna have to remember those details without any hints. We'll be crushed if you can't manage. It's not like that, I promise. Don't worry.
Got anything to say, Cloud?
You can try again later. Anyway, this world of ours is about to change. That's not my gut talking. The writing's been on the wall for a while now. And there's nothing we can do to stop what's coming.
I bet you could, if anyone.
That's sweet. You know, I think I see it now. What he saw in you.
Limiting what info we received was a nice touch, and certainly increased the replay value of the game because I immediately wanted to go back and play it all over again to find out what else we could have learned from her. Maybe next time. Capping off the Gongaga region was the search for this area's Protorelic.
Cloud, wait a second. Security is still active, but I should be able to disable it remotely. One moment. This appears to be a Shinra training facility, one of several in the region.
Out here in Gongaga? That's news to me.
The official records were curated to remove all mention of them some time ago. They were last used by General Affairs, auditing.
The Turks.
I've created fake IDs for all of you.
Locating and gaining access to the Shinra VR training facilities used by the Turks was a very interesting look behind the scenes into how the Turks operate and get ready for missions.
General Affairs, Auditing, Subclassification, Turks.
Welcome to the Turks training facility.
Zung!
As you well know, our duties often require that we enter into high-risk situations. Failure is tantamount to death. Even here, act as though your lives are on the line. As a Turk in the field, you must be capable of assessing a situation and making sound judgments. Now then, what should be done with it? Correct. Not that hostile forces have infiltrated Junon and disguised themselves as allies. We must take care to discern friend from foe, and ensure no harm comes to the President while waiting for helicopter extraction.
This way, Mr. President.
Right. Our President is the heart of the company. He cannot be replaced. It is vital that we keep him from harm, even if it costs us our lives. Keep that in mind on future missions.
Tifa, you worried that you were dirty? I saw you dust yourself off back there after the fight. Don't worry about it. You look great.
To the next location.
Hey, what gives?
Your final mission is to snuff out the rogue pair that betrayed our organization.
What?
Two former Turks, Rude and Elena, have kidnapped the President whom they were tasked to protect. Traitors are to be afforded no mercy. Their lives are forfeit. Naturally, the two of them know Turks' policy and will fight to the death. Kill or be killed. These are the only possible outcomes of any confrontation. Here's hoping you survive.
Enemy units sighted. They know you're coming. The rest is up to you.
These simulations provided a good combat challenge. It was nice to see them give us a new angle on the Turks, and it was a nice incorporation of the Turks more into the overall story.
You've proven yourselves to be born Turks.
Wow, what an honor.
And I definitely liked how they resolved it by again bringing Cissnei back so we could learn more about her backstory and what's going on with her, as well as her ties to the Turks.
Who's there?
Confirming personnel data. ID GAI-153. Affiliation, General Affairs, Auditing.
Certainly didn't expect to run into you here.
Took the words right out of my mouth. What in the hell are you doing here?
Shinra sent me to inspect the facilities. Wanted to make sure they didn't have any unauthorized visitors wandering around.
GAI 153? Records indicate the individual with that ID underwent formal training. Wait, are you a Turk?
That'll be enough probing. For my benefit, but mainly for yours. It was enough of a pain to cover up the mess you made at the reactor. Try not to cause any more trouble, okay?
Sorry. Won't happen again.
Anyway, I'm heading back to the village. Once you're done here, I suggest you make tracks.
There's definitely more to her than meets the eye.
Hello? You good?
Hey, Chadley. What happened to the Protorelic?
Oh, forgive me. And there. Incredible. It appears that by restoring the fragmented data, we were able to break the Protorelic's encryption.
Translation?
The potential applications are practically limitless. By converting matter into data distributed across a secure network, shielded from external interference, one could preserve said data indefinitely.
So is it real? Like, can I touch it?
Oh, of course. Behold, the Protorelic in its restored glory.
At long last, the knave returns. Beneath the moonlight, in victory shall I revel. My Genji! Interloper!
Chadley?
None other. After analyzing the phenomena associated with your sudden disappearance, I was able to devise a way in which to join you virtually.
Virtually? Ah! No matter! Be gone, foul conjurer, or I shall make this place your grave!
Oh my! This is simply fascinating! I'm Chadley. You must tell me about yourself, and about this place.
You dare demand answers of me? Such impudence! A wanton display of disrespect! Lonesome well! Die!
What did I say?
This will not stand!
It was definitely a great payoff to the Protorelics for this region, as well as a good farewell to Cissnei before we departed for the next region in the story. And it'd be interesting to see how and when we learn more about her. Having now visited the Gongaga region, my feelings about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth have really proven accurate. In order for any story to stick with us as a fixture within our minds and our hearts for years to come, we need to be emotionally invested in the characters.
Falling apart.
That's not going to happen to you. You saved me before. Now it's my turn.
And Final Fantasy VII Rebirth provides opportunity for that at every single turn. We're constantly experiencing this complex narrative being weaved before us as the game unfolds.
Let that righteous anger guide you.
And through the use of an increasingly symbiotic relationship between the main story and the optional content, we get to know the cast of characters intimately.
That's nice and all, but one memorial doesn't buy absolution.
Today, you may have no choice but to wield a weapon. But tomorrow, years from now, think about it if you haven't.
I could see myself moving out here, living off the land. Be a nice change of pace.
Not just the heroes either, but the villains and the NPCs surrounding them. them, too.
You wouldn't happen to know our son, would you?
What did you say his name was?
Zack. Zack Fair.
Zack? Sorry. No.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's planet is teeming with life, and each side mission we complete strengthens not only the relationship between Cloud and his comrades, but between the cast and us as the audience as well. Players who skip that stuff miss out on so much this game has to offer.
Where's my materia? 3 orbs, or 2. 2's good.
Enough already. You're embarrassing yourself.
Just 1, dude.
As such, I feel Rebirth's road of side content to be completely worthwhile and truly makes a profound difference. I implore you to take the journey for yourself and find out.